I'm sure everybody is already aware of this, and plenty of people have done videos on it. So it's not like I'm exactly contributing anything new or original, and I'm also not going to edit this. But if somehow you don't know, Charlie Kirk was shot and killed today at Utah Valley University while holding one of his, prove me wrong speeches, like one of those events that he has. Very similar to, what Steven Crowder used to do with the change my mind type thing, although Crowder kind of stopped doing that. And it's no secret that I myself have been critical of several things with Charlie Kirk, and I've certainly memed on him over the years. And, we had our disagreements. Not that he knew me. He obviously didn't even know I existed, but I had my disagreements with him. But at the end of the day, it's pretty fucking horrific that a guy can get shot and killed just for wanting to talk to people he disagreed with and to try and put his point of view out there and to change minds. And hell, I bet you if a compelling argument came his way, he'd be willing to have his mind changed too. That's just the kind of guy Charlie was, as he went out and he put himself out there and he talked. And again, I didn't agree with everything he said. I had my own issues with it. Like I said, I memed on him. I'm not going to pretend that I didn't. I'm not going to pretend that he was like some hero to me. Or that, I've always liked him and stuff like that. Because obviously I've shit-talked him my handful of times on the channel as well. I've seen the video popping up everywhere. I've even had coworkers who I never talked to about politics, let alone even really talk to a lot of the time, coming to me and asking me my thoughts on this. So it's pretty scary. It's just a sign of more escalation of how things are going. I don't know who killed him or why. I think the killer's still at large. I'm not sure if that's still true. I get all sorts of conflicting information. That's the scary thing with being in the heat of the moment and stuff. And there's all sorts of theories and stuff out there too. I'm not going to get into any of that. What is important, the important takeaway is that Charlie died doing not only what he loved, but he died standing up for his beliefs and expressing what he thought was right. And that is admirable. Whether or not you agreed or disagreed with Charlie, and like I said, I had my share of disagreements with the things Charlie said, you gotta respect a man who literally always put himself out there and died doing what he perceived to be the right thing. Charlie is a father of 2 young children, a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, if I'm not mistaken, and a husband, leaving his wife and his 2 kids behind. Whoever did this is a fucking monster who took away a father from his children, a husband from his wife, and a man who just wanted to go out and talk to people. Again, Charlie Kirk was a relatively moderate guy. That's the thing, is it's not like he was like some hardcore guy going out there. In fact, that was one of my criticisms of him, is I didn't think he went far enough. But the thing is, if they want to kill a guy who's going out there and just trying to have a conversation, imagine how they feel about anyone who's even slightly further right than him. This is a dangerous thing. It's a scary precedent, and it just shows that this is not just a conversation anymore. People are doing horrible things, and I'm scared it's going to escalate. I really hope it doesn't, but we're already at that point. This man lost his life. There's stuff going on. It's a crazy and dark world we live in. It's dark times. It's also just been a crazy week because there was also that woman who was killed on the subway just a few days ago, if not yesterday. I can't remember exactly which day this week it was, but it was also pretty recent and fresh in everybody's mind. My heart goes out to Charlie's family. I know that doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot because, again, they don't know who I am. They're not going to see this. I'll pray for their well-being. Again, that I'm just some random guy on the internet. I've never even talked to Charlie, and again, I had my disagreements with him. I made fun of him here and there. Like I said, I'm not going to try and sugarcoat that and pretend that he's like some hero that I've always looked up to. But I can respect it. I can respect the kind of guy Charlie was and putting himself out there and spreading his message. And again, there were parts of it I agree with too. That's the other thing. Charlie was a guy who had some pretty good takes on some things and some bad takes on other things. Like I said, I didn't like a lot of his takes on I thought he was too moderate, if anything. But I think that, Charlie is, he himself said, if when discourse ends, then violence comes, or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. But, that was his whole thing, was going out there and wanting to talk so that we wouldn't end up with violence. And unfortunately, in his case, for his life, it did end in violence. But Charlie will be remembered. This will immortalize him. Everybody's talking about him. And, hopefully this will help get his message out there now that people are thinking of him, and he's in everybody's hearts and minds. Again, I had my own issues with some of what he said, but I think that's true with anybody. At the end of the day, Charlie seemed like a pretty good guy. He was a family man. He had values, and he stood by them, and he died doing that. Anyway, I don't really have much else to contribute, but just wanted to make this and get it out there. Just kind of share my thoughts.